Hey guys, this is Metal's cousin, and today we're playing Mystic Defender. Oh yeah, this is a true love story game right here. This is a Romeo and Juliet, a real headbanger, if you get my drift. Anyways, so the story revolves around this guy named Sheriff, who's a minion to King Zhao, and he falls in love with the king. But the king was killed some time ago by some assholes, so Sheriff tries to bring back King Zhao to life. But in order to do that, he has to sacrifice a princess, but not just any princess. It has to be an E-princess, you know, one of them real slutty princess, one of those princesses that has a big resume of STDs, yeah. And so, Armenian decides to kidnap Princess Alexandria so he can sex erect his lover. But unfortunately, the princess has a fan. Yes, she has one of them wee boys. Yeah, those guys that like to buy like nail clippings and bash water and shit. He's one of them, and he decides that he's gonna go stop the sacrifice and intervene with true love. Can't you believe this motherfucker? Anyways, so Sheriff decides to call all his college friends to attack Joe so he doesn't take the princess. And so the first friend attacks Joe in the forest. But to Sheriff's surprise, Joe has superpowers. Who the f*** guessed that? Anyways, this motherfucker blows away Sheriff's first friend. And he doesn't leave any trace of him. He completely disintegrates him into dust. So anyways, after Joe gets out of the forest, he gets to the edge of the castle and he starts climbing these stairs, these infinite stairs. They have no end. They just keep going up and up. But that's okay, guys, because Sheriff's friend has set up these stairs to slow down Joe. But we don't know if he can even slow him down because guess what? This motherfucker got a new power-up. That's right, he got a new power-up. He got fire, yeah. Where did he get fire? We don't know where he got fire. Did he pull it out of his pocket? Did he pull it out of his ass? We don't know. He just got fire, guys. I think Elon Musk gave one of his flamethrowers. And he uses it to burn some little people into BBQ ribs. And he also uses it on some poor innocent monks. They were just praying to the devil, and they got crisped. But unfortunately, Joe gets to the top of the stairs. But that's okay, guys, because Sarah's friends are waiting up there for him. And it's just not one friend. It's a whole f***ing six-pack waiting for Joe to pounce on his ass. So everything was looking great for the six-pack. They were hiding and waiting for Joe, but they didn't count on this fucker having too many pockets because this SOB pulled out a new weapon. That's right. Nobody knows where he got it. Nobody knows where he was hiding it. He just pulled it out of his pocket. And this new weapon shoots balls that bounce around and hit you in the face. That's right. And the moneymaker. But shit hits the fan, guys, and Joe takes out the six-pack. But it's okay, one of them survives, and he pulls out the Bibli. That's right, the Bibli. And he reaches from it and resurrects his friends in spider form. So after Joe conquers the stairs, he moves on to the Fiend machine room, and as you can see, it looks a little bit like Alien, and that's because this is the set, guys. This is the set of Alien 1, 2, 3. This is where they filmed it. Now, unfortunately, one of Sheriff's buddies calls out. You know, it's always that friend that you have that doesn't show up. You know, you tell him, hey, come to the street club. It's gonna be fun. And he says, yeah, I'll be there. I don't care if they're ladyboys. I'll pretend. It'll be fun. I'll be there. Don't worry. And then he doesn't show up. And I'm sorry, I'm getting all hot and bothered now. Anyways, so the friend doesn't show up, and so guess what? Joe gets a free pass. He just has to get to the top of his level, and that's it. But fortunately, the next friend brings a shitload of backup. I mean, tons of backup. You see those things right there? Those are white blood cells. And over there, you got poop shooting out of the ground. And you might wondering, hey, why is there so many poops in here? And why is the walls crawling like if they were intestines? Well, guess what, motherfucker? This is a fucking intestine. You're inside the castle. So this is the guts of the castle. Can you believe that? This is a crazy level. But unfortunately, Joe is not scared of the astropods or the poop in it. And that's because this guy's been on Fear Factor. That's right. This guy ain't afraid of eating shit. So Joe keeps pushing forward, breaking lines and penetrating like some sort of cancer. And so he gets to Sarah's friend. And it's not one friend or 5 or 6. It's just 2 friends. And they're 2 huge tapeworms. Now, I don't know how Sheriff met these guys as friends. I'm guessing at a truck stop sandwich, something like that, and he ate it and he pooped it out and they became best friends, kind of like on Futurama. Yeah, you like that show? Me too. So the battle rages between Joe and the worms. The worms have acids and attack, but Joe, he has too many tricks up his sleeve. He has Hadouken up his sleeve, he has balls up his sleeve, and he has fire. And we all know worms are weak to fire. That's right, they're weak to fire. They're also weak to spicy food, I hear. But unfortunately, Joe is too much for the tape duo, and they can't hold on, and they get flushed away. So after Joe takes out the wormer, he moves to the next part of the castle. But he's gonna learn today why they call this section the spider pit. So after seeing the failure of all the other friends, this friend decides to do an endurance run against Joe. And he sends all the spiders in the spider pit. Who would have known there were gonna be so many spiders here? You remember that guy back in the other level where he read the Bible and he transforms his friends into spiders? Well, these are them. He's just been working overtime, transforming more friends. But why? Well, they told Sarah's friend that Joe was afraid of spiders. But that was some fucking bad intel, you know? This is what happens when you outsource shit to India. You get all kinds of bullshit and diarrhea. Anyways, Joe is not afraid of spiders. He actually has a kink to them. He actually gets off when he squishes them. No wonder why this guy loves Spider Riders, the anime. So anyways, the squad sees that it's not working. Their spider tactic is not working. So what do?
It's morphin' time!
They combine into a huge worm. But bad intel strikes again. Thank you, India and diarrhea. So it turns out that Joe likes mezcal and he always fucking eats the worm. So the squad tries to wiggle around and save themselves, but Joe has an appetite for the worm and destroys them. But guess what? One spider ends up escaping, and guess what? It's the same guy that was reading the Bible earlier.
What?
Yes, this guy's some kind of super amazing spider man or something like that. So anyways, Joe finishes smacking his lips and he continues pushing forward. Oh wait, you thought it was over? No, this level's not over. I told you this was an endurance run, motherfuckers. But Joe eventually reaches the end of the spider pit, and here's where he meets a friend. And this is the same guy that's been turning the other people into spiders. And guess what? He decides to turn himself into a worm knight, a dark worm knight. And he tries to take out Joe, but Joe is too powerful. That guy's hungry for worms. He didn't have enough with the last one. He also likes gummy worms, by the way.
What?
And so he destroys him, and he doesn't leave one trace. He even destroys his newborn Christian cross.
Damn!
This weeb has no morals. So Joe makes it to the ghost machine room, and this is starting to get serious, guys, because he's getting closer and closer to the slutty princess and Sarah. This is bad news. The wolf is at the door. And to make things more worse, guys, we have another call out. Yes, another friend decided to call out on Sarah. But Sarah gets mad and he calls up his friend and asks him, "Bro, why are you coming to help me? I thought we had a deal." And his friend says, "Sorry, bro, I had trash for dinner last night and my tummy hurts and now I have explosive diarrhea." And Sarah says, "That's why you gotta stop eating Indian food." So anyways, this level has no opposition for Joe, so he just fist rammed through it. This level is like a Japanese door or public toilet paper or a Chinese bulletproof vest. It doesn't stop shit. It can barely stop a fart. But, like you probably already noticed, this is another set of the Alien series. This is the set for Alien Resurrection. And over there, you can see that corridor over there with all that hair in the ground. That's where the hairy man with the hairy arms threw the grenade and then got graped by the alien in the back of the head and made sweet, sweet love to him. That's right. So Joe makes it to the elevator maze, which is basically the lobby right before you see the king at his throne. He's basically there. The wolf is at the door and he's not knocking, and Sheriff hasn't stopped him. So what is he gonna do? Well, he's gonna throw everything he has at him. He starts throwing him bouncy balls, metal balls. He starts throwing spider people at him. Yeah, he got plenty of spider people. I don't know where he got. I guess there was a big bag of spider people still around. So he throws that at them. He throws flying hands. You have to give him a hand job. I mean, to manhandle him. But nothing works, guys. This guy's unstoppable. It must be that blue pants and shirt that he has on. That must be his power, because nothing works. And this guy's not taking off his clothes. And the unimaginable happens, guys. Joe enters a throne room and heads straight for King Zhao, but immediately Sheriff intercepts.
Surprise, motherfucker.
And starts attacking Joe to protect his lover. Sheriff strikes Joe from the sky with fire attacks, and he takes dives at him. But Joe, with those balls that he has, he just bounces him around the wall, and he keeps striking Sheriff, and Sheriff is taking him all over the face, all over the body, all up in the ass. And Sheriff can't take that type of beating, not anymore. He's not that young, and he goes down. So after Joe defeats Sheriff, he rushes to the throne, but he starts getting attacked by all these squiggly things. They kind of look like sperm, and there's a very good reason for that. You see, Sheriff was already starting the sacrifice when he was fighting Joe, but he put that shit on autopilot. And now the sacrifice is almost over. You can see the princess up there at the very tippity top of King Zhao. He's almost got this bitch. But the king is not looking so good, as you can see. He's half-baked. This guy's all jelly-welly. He needs more time in the oven. He still doesn't have all his powers, and that's why he's throwing his gears at him, guys, because he's throwing everything he's got at him. He's throwing the kitchen sink, he's throwing his fucking shoes, but nothing's working, and that's why he's using his gears, guys. His back's so against the wall that his fucking ass cheeks are touching the ceiling. And this is where the love story takes a dark turn, guys, because the king starts begging Joe, Joe, don't kill me, I'll give up, I'll give the princess back. I just want to spend the rest of my life with my beloved minion, Sheriff. But the princess quickly interjects and says, Joe, if you kill him right now, I'll let you lick my toes. And on top of that, I'll let you hit it. And Joe's like, oh my god, you had me at toes. I'll do it, princess. So Joe fires one last to King Zhao and destroys him. And that's the end of our Romeo and Juliet story. Like I told you guys, it's a real banger of a story, a real tearjerker. And you know what? This story reminds me of a girl. And man, this girl was hot. She was the business. She had that ghetto body that only ghetto girls get with that government cheese and those food stamps. Yeah. But it had to end because our parents didn't like us dating. They said, boy, you have to let that girl go. She's ghetto. She's not good for you. And I said, but I love her. I want to marry her mom and pops. But they said, no, let her go. She's not for you. She's for the streets. And so that's what they said, and it ended. And now my cousin is divorced with 3 baby daddies. Anyways, don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs button up, and most importantly, don't skip the goddamn ads. How am I supposed to pay for my rent if you guys keep skipping the ads? Oh geez. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I gotta go search for that cousin phone number. I think I left it on my Windows phone. I think so.